न पृष्ठाया भूतले श्रीमदे भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिन् इति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशधारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधरा श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधरा श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। जय राधा गोविंद राधा गोविंद राधे, जय गौरनिताय गौरनिताय गौरनिताय, जय गौरंगनिताय, जय जय प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद, जय श्रीला प्रभुपाद। जय जय गुरुदेव गुरुदेव गुरुदेव, जय जय गुरुदेव। निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल, निताय गौर हरि बोल। Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudeva. Harshali Mataji, you have one more device?
Yes, Mataji.
Should I make that also co-host?
No problem.
Okay. Thank you. ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुर्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकथा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरों वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी श्री राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna everyone, can I hear a Hare Krishna from all?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna
Hare
Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Yeah, so this is an orientation class along with chapter 1. We'll start today. It's understanding Gita. This is like an 18 weeks course for level 2. So this is Mangala Charan. I'll be sharing it in the WhatsApp group. Better to start learning this. It's like offering the obeisances to the whole parampara, to even starting from Krishna, then you have Radharani, then you have all Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then Rupa Goswami, gurus and acharyas and everyone. So the Panchatattwas and the Hare Krishna mantra. So this is actually called Mangala Charan, which you can slowly learn. And please learn Prabhupada's pranam mantra. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhudale Srimade Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Nidhi Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktavrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Okay, glories to Srila Prabhupada. So with the blessings of Sri Sri Radha Govinda, let's start with the level 2 orientation. So why are different levels in the different courses? I mean, in the Bhagavad Gita course, you've learned level 1, so that is 18 days course. Now you come to level 2, there's level 3, level 4, Bhakti Shastri, Bhakti Vaibhav, and it goes on. So Prabhupada says that in my books, the philosophy of Krishna consciousness is explained fully. So if there is anything which you do not understand, then you simply have to read again and again. That is true. By reading daily, the knowledge will be revealed to you. And by this process, your spiritual life will develop. So when we say that we don't understand Bhagavad Gita in 18 days, it's an overview we gave you, right? Just the cream layer. And as you go deep, you will understand more. But if you're not able to understand something, that means we need to read again and again and again. So in level 2, you're supposed to read Srila Prabhupada's book, in the sense Bhagavad Gita as it is, right? You're supposed to read it. So anyone know why is it called as it is? You can raise your digital hand, I can unmute. Why this Bhagavad Gita is called Yadha Roop, or as it is? It can be just Bhagavad Gita, right? Why did Srila Prabhupada name it as it is? As it is. It doesn't mean you have to keep the book as it is in your house. You're supposed to read it. Yes, Ashruti Kirti. Mataji. You can unmute.
Hare Krishna, Hari Om.
Yes.
Because I feel he's translated and he's kept that essence of that Bhagavad Gita, which was written 5,000 years ago, as it is. He's not
Very good.
contaminated. He's not mixed with anything. He just kept the
True.
scriptures and kept it and
Yeah.
shared it to the whole world as it is.
Yes, very good. So what is the duty of a postman? No, a postman, when he delivers the money order or the letter to you, he doesn't add any line to it. He doesn't delete anything from it, right? He doesn't take any money from it, the money order, or he doesn't add extra money. He gives you as it is. No, that's how a postman does it. So that's what Prabhupada says. I didn't do anything great. I just copy the message as it is, which Krishna spoke 5,000 years ago, not even that, 120 million years ago to Vivaswan, sun god. The same message is coming ditto from where Krishna spoke. And what's the proof? Because this Bhagavad Gita as it is had made devotees all over the world. Okay. And before that, there's so many translations of Bhagavad Gita available in the market, but it was not successful in making everyone devotee. And since it's been in the market for like 55 years, the movement is going on. Even now we are reading that Bhagavad Gita as it is. So it's not different from Krishna. And Prabhupada says read. So in this level 2, you will be having small study groups called Bhakti Vriksha. I'll be telling more about it next class. So you'll have study groups where the class happens only on Sundays, 7 p.m. So you have like Monday to Saturday time where any day you can all get together in a small group and start reading the book, read through the purports of Srila Prabhupada. Okay. So congratulations for completing level 1. And in level 2, you're supposed to chant 1 round of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, right? And that's how you came to this level. So all of you, please, whenever is possible, at least in Mangalarti time or in the night or evening, whenever you're free, chant 1 round, that is 108 times. Don't stop with it. You can chant more, but this is the minimum requirement. And you're supposed to complete the 18 days level 1 quiz. Even in level 2, there's a quiz. We'll tell you more in detail. So you'll be studying 1 chapter per week. That is 18 weeks, 18 chapters. Okay. And there is self-study. You can do your reading. In classes, you can do the listening. There is also assessment or quiz, which is done in LMS, which will be explained by Harshali Madaji towards the end of the class. So here there is assignments. So unless and until you complete the quizzes, you can't get the certificate and go to the next level. Okay. So you are supposed to take a Sankalpa. All of you are chanting 1 round. Please raise your digital hand, those who are chanting 1 round or more. So minimum. Arunima Mataji, Ketaki, and Redmi. Okay, Sujit Singh. Please come in your own name. Please rename yourself. Shobana Mataji, Ram Kumar Prabhu, Arunam, Tanya. Okay. What about others? You're supposed to chant 1 round to be eligible to come to level 2. Okay. If you don't know how to raise your digital hand, it's okay. But then you're supposed to take a Sankalpa. Let's do a Sankalpa. I'll be telling this and please repeat after me. You can unmute. I shall chant 1 round of Hare Krishna Mahamantra every day. Please repeat.
I shall chant one round of Hare Krishna Mahamantra every day.
I shall chant one round of Hare
I
Krishna.
shall repeat
I
one
shall chant
round of
15 rounds.
Hare Krishna
every day.
Mahamantra.
I shall regularly attend Gita classes,
I
I
shall
should
regularly
I
attend
shall
Gita class.
regularly attend Gita
Classes.
classes.
and I shall actively participate in discussions during the classes.
I shall
I shall actively
Actively
participate in
participate
discussion during the classes.
And I
classes.
shall follow strict messaging ethics on class chat box, WhatsApp, etc.
I shall follow
No strict messaging
I
at
strictly follow
and class chat box, WhatsApp, etc.
Thank you so much. Okay, so you just did a Sankalpa, you can cheat me. I'm just a conditioned soul. I can't come to your house and check personally whether you're doing. But Krishna is in your heart as Paramatma, right? We can't cheat Krishna, and we are doing all this for him, and he knows our intentions better than us. I mean, outside we'll have tilak, kanti, and we look like a nice devotee, but inside, what we are feeling, what intention we have to please Krishna, and with what intention are we doing service. So it's very important. So Krishna knows. So please do chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra every day, at least one round, and you see the difference. You feel that real happiness and peace in you. So this course is offered free, and there's no payment done, and any donations you can make through the website only. Okay, and we do not call us and text messages requesting for donations. Please be aware of it. And if at all you get some messages, please contact the admins. And also you can visit our temple, Shri Radha Govinda Temple, Coconut Garden Road, Kadri, Tollgate, Nantur. We're going to have a grand festival for Janmashtami. So you can all come, all are welcome. And all glories to Namanishta Das Prabhu, who's our temple president. Because of him, all these courses are arranged, and we came to know more about Bhagavad Gita because of him. So let's start with the chapter 1. Okay, so I'll talk more about the quiz and all towards the end of the class. So first chapter is Arjun Vishada Yoga, right? So we'll have an interactive session because you have already finished chapter 1 in 18 days. So it's like just a discussion. Okay, you can all contribute. So this is based on the teachings of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai, founder Acharya of ISKCON. So he says that Gita is actually a practical preaching book. It's a practical book in the sense it's not just a theory to understand and forget. When Krishna says patram pushpam phalam toyam, you're supposed to offer fruit, flower, leaf, or water. You're supposed to do it. It's a practical thing. Like you learn in chemistry different tests and Benedict's tests and all that. If you don't do it in the lab and practice it as a practical thing, then you don't get the full marks, or you can't just across the level. So same way, Bhagavad Gita is a life manual. It's a practical book to be applied in life, not just learn and forget it. So it's not just theory, and one must study the Bhagavad Gita inside out, and that will help you govern your external activities. And one must understand and follow the philosophy and not in isolation. So we should always be in association of the devotees. So Krishna is so compassionate, right? He shows so much of compassion because 120 million years ago, he explained to Vivaswan. Vivaswan told to whom? Anyone knows? Whom did Vivaswan? Imam Vivasvateyo gam proktavan aham avyayam. Then what? Vivaswan so told to whom? Yes, Sujit Prabhu.
Mataji, he told to Ichhaku.
Before that, there's someone starting with M. Yes, Ikshavu comes towards the third one, but Aruna Mataji, Vivaswan told it to. Oh, Prabhu, yes, Hare Krishna.
Manu.
Yeah, Manu, very good. Yes, very good. Yes, all of you are right. So Manu. So Sujit Prabhu first is Vivaswan, then that sun god, then Vivaswan Manuve Praha, Manu Ikshagave Bravita. So it's Vivaswan to Manu to Ikshvagu. And then what happened? The chain got broken. And then the whole thing was lost. And Krishna again came 5,000 years ago. He's always there like a sun. It's just that we can't see him. He's there. But still, he appeared in Dwapar Yuga and he created the whole situation. Everyone is like, Krishna could have avoided the war. Why did this Mahabharat war happen? And Krishna is the Lord, Supreme Lord. But then, when will Bhagavad Gita come then? If there is no Mahabharat war and there is a compromise, settlement between Pandavas and Kauravas, there's no war happening. And there's no Bhagavad Gita happening. So Krishna arranged the situation in such a way that Bhagavad Gita can be instructed. And those who died in the battlefield, all of them got moksha, right? those who are dying in the presence of the Lord or with the Lord's hands will definitely get moksha. There's no way Kauravas could get moksha. So Krishna is so compassionate that for whom did he say this Bhagavad Gita? Not to Arjuna. Arjuna is Vishaka Saki from Goloka. He is the associate, eternal associate of Krishna. Arjuna knows everything. He was just bewildered. He was covered by Yoga Maya and was lamenting because of 5 reasons. But it's for us conditioned souls. So Shankaracharya gives Gita Mahatmya. It describes as the river of nectar, right? And the history of Mahabharata, we know how it happens. And Arjuna is just saying that I can't fight. And Lord speaks Bhagavad Gita. So Shankaracharya explains that Bhagavad Gita is like Ganges water, right? Maline mojanam pumsa jalasnanam dine dine sagrit gidamrita snanam samsara malanashanam. So if you start taking bath with normal water and shampoo and soap, yes, external things get cleaned. But if you take bath with the Ganges water of Gita, why Bhagavad Gita is called Ganges? How did Ganga or Ganges come? From the the toe of the Lord, okay, from the lotus feet of the Lord. So this Bhagavad Gita came from the lotus mouth of the Lord. So that is also Ganges, okay. So every day try to read Bhagavad Gita, understand it. So in Bhagavad Gita, if you want really if you really want happiness in life, then you have to establish the relationship with the Lord. So Lord is called infallible. Anyone knows the term? Krishna is also called some name which means infallible, one who does not fall. Krishna became the chariot driver for Arjuna. He became Parthasarathi. Doesn't mean he's a driver. Is Arun Prabhu. Your name is?
Arun, you can call me.
Arun. Oh, Savyasachi?
Actually, I have given that name to myself. After,
okay.
I just wanted to become like Arjuna.
Okay, what does this mean by infallible, Prabhu? I mean, that term. Achyuta, very nice. Yes, Achyuta, one who does not fall. So Krishna, Arjuna says, no, Radham Senayorupayor Madhye Radham Stapayame Achyuta, Achyuta. Oh Krishna, just take my chariot in the middle of the 2 armies. So why is Krishna called Achyuta, one who does not fall? Even though Krishna became a driver of Arjuna, of his devotee, he doesn't fall from the position of Supreme Personality of Godhead. If you become a driver of your friends, you go out for shopping and all, and you take them for a ride and they sit behind you, doesn't mean you're a driver. It's out of friendship and love you do that, right? So that's why Krishna is called Achyuta. He doesn't fall from his position of Supreme Lord, and also he doesn't fall from his position of showing compassion or love to his devotees. So if all of us want to be happy in life, right? We are working hard, we do that, do this, everything. We are doing all these things so that we remain happy. So the happiness that comes from your body and your mind, that's not permanent. The happiness that comes from your soul, yayatma suprasidati, that's what makes you really happy. So that soul part comes when you connect. This should be corrected. This is re-establishing the lost relationship with the Lord. Re-establishing. We already have a relationship with Krishna. We forgot and we fell down, and we are in this dukkhalema shashvatam, suffering, birth, death, old age, disease. Now we need to break this and go out. And the process have started. And so all of you are so fortunate that Krishna has blessed you. You completed the 18 days course. Great thing. And now you have come to level 2, and that is also great. And let's see who all complete this level 2 course, right? You need a lot of blessings of Krishna to understand Bhagavad Gita, because Krishna doesn't reveal to everyone, right? He reveals only to Swayameva Spuratyata. He reveals only to those who are really dedicated and blessed. So Bhagavad Gita has 18 chapters, and we have the first 6 chapters as Karma Yoga, the middle 6 chapters as Bhakti Yoga, and the last 6 chapters as Jnana Yoga. Why Krishna kept Bhakti Yoga in the middle? No, something secret you keep in the middle. There's like a diamond ring, and you keep in a box. You just don't hold the diamond ring and walk around. Robbers will come, but you just hide it in a small box, or like a sandwich. You have 2 bread pieces and you have the essence in the middle. So anything important, you always keep it hide or in the middle or somewhere very secret. So bhakti is a rahasya, a very secret thing which Bhagavad Gita explains, and it's an essence of all the scriptures. And karma and jnana is doesn't have any value without bhakti, and through karma and jnana you can reach bhakti again. So all these are the reasons why bhakti is kept in the middle. Okay, So generally, we do not disclose the secret to our strangers. We disclose only to our friends. So bhakti is placed in the middle so that Krishna wants you to go through the first 6 chapters and then only understand bhakti. Okay. So as a king is traveling, or someone, a film star or someone goes, there's all, protection given around him. So the bodyguards. So like that, Krishna keeps bhakti yoga in the middle. And Bhagavad Gita as it is, commentaries are taken from Sri Baladev Vidyabhushan, the Govinda Bhashya, and Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Sridhar Swami, and Ramanacharya. Okay. These are all from where Prabhupada took it. And these are the division of verses. Dhritarashtra said only first verse, right? Anyone knows the first verse of Bhagavad Gita? And Lord Krishna said the maximum 574 verses. Here's Aishi, which is the first verse.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dharma Kshetre Kurukshetre Samaveta Yutsava Mamaka Pandava Seva Kimma Kurvat Sanjaya.
Very good. Yes. So that is the first verse. You can all try to memorize the verse. Okay. There are some 108 important slokas in each of the chapters. I mean, the whole Bhagavad Gita, there are 700 slokas in that. 108 is important. I will try to share it in the WhatsApp group. So you can start memorizing the verses, because not just mugging up, understand the meaning. So overview of chapter 1 is that the first 11 slokas is setting the scene, the whole thing, how the Kauravas, Pandavas come and who all blow the conch shell and what happened, you know that. And then 12 to 20th explains the all auspiciousness of Krishna. Then 21 to 27 sloka is about how Lord loves his devotees. And last slokas are about miseries of life. Okay, so the first verse, it says the Dhritarashtra's question, so Sanjaya, right? Dharma kshetre kurukshetre samaveta yuyutsavaha mamaga pandavasyaiva kimakurvada Sanjaya. So Dhritarashtra is asking Sanjaya, what did my sons and Kaurava's sons do, or Kurus, Pandava's sons do in the battlefield? Why is he asking this question? I mean, you go to school, college, you go for shopping. Your mother asks, what did you do in the school? We go to study. Or what did you go in a theater? You went for a movie. And like, what did you do in the theater? We watched a movie, right? So this is like Dhritarashtra is asking, what did my sons and Pandava's sons do? So actually it shows Dhritarashtra's fear, is concerned. Why is he concerned? Because yes, it's a Kurukshetra, or the battlefield, but it's also a Dharma Kshetra. Dharma means religion. So where religious rituals are performed. So that is Dharma Kshetra. And whoever is on the Dharma side will definitely win. So Pandavas were on the Dharma side. This was Dhritarashtra's fear. And Lord Krishna, as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, was present on the battlefield. And right, so it is a place where the Vedas, or the place of worship, is done. And Pandavas were on the Dharma side. So Dhritarashtra thought, oh, since Pandavas are on the Dharma side, they might win. You know, what happens if a India-Pakistan match is happening in India, the hometown? I mean, there's 90% chance India wins. And if it's happening in Pakistan, definitely, why the whole crowd is cheering for you, and there's a lot of positive energy, and it's like the home match. So what happens? Definitely, it depends, but still, most of the time it happens like we win. So similarly, when Pandavas were on Dharma side, definitely they're going to win, because Krishna was there and they were on the right side, and this is Dharma Kshetra, where those who perform Dharma will win. So these are all where concerns, and Dhritarashtra was thinking that, will this place has an influence in the outcome of the battle? And Bhishma, Drona were all there, who were saintly. So, and he also thought, Dhritarashtra thought, there might be a compromise between the cousins. Now, when you fight with your cousin brothers, and sometimes there is a fight, and then you compromise, you say sorry, and you hug, and that's done, right? So he thought, Dhritarashtra thought, will my sons, Duryodhana and everyone, will have a compromise with Pandavas? So that means he wanted the war to happen. Dhritarashtra, it shows the mindset of Dhritarashtra, how he was so cunning and so jealous and envious of the Pandavas, and he wanted the battle to happen. Why? Because the kingdom actually belonged to Pandu, but he died, and the Pandavas were young at that time. So he gave the kingdom to, he could not give to Vidura. Vidura also left, and another brother was Dhritarashtra. So Dhritarashtra automatically became the king, even though he was blind. He was only not materially blind, he was spiritually also blind. And Dhritarashtra was fearful about the influence of the holy place on the outcome of battle. So one of the analogy given by Srila Prabhupada in the purports, All of you, please read the purports of Srila Prabhupada. It's very, very informative. And there's an analogy given that when you grow some paddy and all, you have to remove the weeds. Otherwise, what happens? All the manure and everything will be taken by the weeds, and the weeds grow and the paddy field will dry up. So similarly, irreligious people will be wiped out from the battle. So this analogy is given in the battle, in the purport. And so Dhritarashtra is now separating his sons from the Kurus, and he's like, Mamaga. He's saying that only my sons belong to the Kuru dynasty and Pandavas are not. Actually, he's not supposed to do that, right? So he's speaking in ignorance on the bodily concept of life. So too much attachment will cause anxiety, definitely, right? Too much attached. I have a phone, I'm so attached to it, then it just fell down and broke. And what will happen to me? I'll be like fully depressed and desperate, right? But if you don't have much attachment, you'll be like, oh, it's just a phone, I can get a new phone. So too much of attachment will definitely cause anxiety in us, material attachment, okay? So Duryodhana approaches Dronacharya, right? So Dronacharya was his guru. And anyone knows who's Dronacharya's favorite student? All the Kauravas, all Pandavas, everyone were trained by Dronacharya, right? But who was special for Dronacharya? Yes, Ketaki.
Yeah, Arjuna.
Very good. Yes, Arjuna, because his aim was so perfect. And so, but now Arjuna is on the opposite side, right? And Dronacharya is on this side. What will happen if you have to fight against your own teacher? Definitely Arjuna was fearful. Okay, now in the second verse, what happened? Duryodhana approaches Dronacharya. Now he plays diplomacy here. Duryodhana try to, provoke Dronacharya, and he goes there and says, see how Pandavas have come. And Duryodhana addressed as a king. And then Duryodhana also says that you have trained all of them. Dronacharya have trained even the Pandavas, right? And they have come. And so Duryodhana is an expert politician here, a diplomat, where what is he saying? He just goes and say that the opposing general Drishtadyumna is referred to as son of Drupada here. So Drupada had two children. That is, one was Draupadi, who was the Pandava's wife, and Drishtadyumna. So Drishtadyumna becomes the brother-in-law of Arjuna. So he arranged the whole battle, whole army. So Duryodhana is going and saying, see, Drishtadyumna also have come, and he is your student. Dronacharya taught all of them. And Duryodhana is playing a diplomacy here. And then he describes the strength of his army also. He says that my army is aparyaptam, in the sense immeasurable or insufficient, and it's protected by Bhishma. Why was anyone knows why was Duryodhana so confident that Bhishma and Dronacharya will support him? Anyone knows? Yes, Vaishnavi Mataji.
Mataji, because they were eating the food which was given by Duryodhana.
Okay, that is one thing. They were getting protected by them. But anything else? What does Bhagavad Gita explains? Ram Kumar Prabhu.
Mataji, basically Dronacharya had an incident where he was being disrespected by the other king, and now he is in the opposite side. Maybe because of that.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Good guess. And okay. So Bhagavad Gita explains the reasons that when Draupadi was disrobed, this happened. They lost the gambling match, and remember, Dushasan was told by Duryodhana that go and get Draupadi, and she is also a slave, so take off her clothes. And when that was done, Draupadi was so helpless. She looked at her husbands. Nobody helped. Dronacharya, Bhishmacharya, nobody spoke anything. Finally, she called out to Krishna, and Krishna came and gave her sari. But then before that, when Dronacharya and Bhishma, even though they were elder and some adharma is happening in front of them, they didn't say anything. They just kept quiet. So Duryodhana was confident. Oh yes, they are going to be in my side. And second, as Prabhu said, yes, Vaishnavi said, yes, they have been under the protection. See, you are a government officer and the government says some rules to you. You have to follow it. You can't say, I don't like these rules, so you will be thrown out. So because you take the salary from the government and you're a government servant, you need to follow it. Similarly, Dronacharya and Bhishmacharya were under the kingdom, right? They were under Dhritarashtra. So even if Dhritarashtra was a wrong king or in a negative king, still they had to obey him, and they just kept quiet. So all these are reasons why. And also they supported in the gambling match. Okay, so Duryodhana says that that Bhishma is protecting them, but Pandavas were protected by Bhima, right? And Duryodhana is envious of Bhima. And Duryodhana requested his army to support Bhishma. So Duryodhana is playing a diplomacy here, and Bhishma, he says that he is old and needs support and protection. So here it is said, Duryodhana is confident of the support from Bhishma and Dronacharya, as they supported him during the gambling match and also during the Draupadi Vastrakshep, and also since they are come under the kingdom. Okay, so there are different transcendental conch shells were blown. Panchachanyam Hrishikesha Devadattam Dhananjaya, right? These are some of the conch shells. Krishna's Panchajanya, Arjuna's Devadatta, Yudhishthira, Ananta Vijaya, Bhima's Poundra, Nakula's Sukhosha, and Sahadeva Mani Pushpaka. So just know that these are the conch shells blown. And conch shells are supposed to be very glorious. When you go to ISKCON temple during Aarti, they just blow it so that all the Devatas, they know that worship is happening, and it's very auspicious. But when the conch shells of Pandavas blew, what happened to the Kauravas? Okay, you can fill up the attendance form. Anyone knows what happened to the Kauravas when Krishna and all the Pandavas were blowing their conch shell? And why? Everyone can be interactive.
They were filled with fear.
Why?
They were fearful
Because they
knew that they are going to lose the battle.
Okay, so and they were in Adharma side, right? So definitely, if we do some mistake, and like just imagine we want to steal something, or we stole something, and it's with us, and so teacher comes and asks who stole it, and it'll be like in our heart, and our heart will start beating fast because we know we have done a sin. So similarly, Kauravas know they are in the Adharma side. The kingdom doesn't belong to them, right? It belongs to Pandavas, but still they're doing something wrong, and still they know Krishna was there on the other side. Krishna's conch shells are transcendental. So different names of Krishna is mentioned in the Bhagavad first chapter, and also Arjuna's name. Like Krishna means all attractive. Rishikesha means master of senses. Madhava, husband of goddess of fortune. Achyuta, infallible one. Madhusudana, killer of the demon Madhu. Govinda, one who gives pleasure to the senses of cows. Gopala means one who protects the cows. And Vasudeva, son of Vasudev. And he's Vasudev, okay? Son of Vasudev. Devaki Nandan, son of Devaki. Yashodanandan, son of Yashoda. Parthasarthi, charioteer of Partha. Keshava, killer of demon Keshi. Janardana, maintainer of all the living entities. Among all these names, can anyone say which is the name which is very dear to Krishna? When you call one of these names, Krishna is just flat. Krishna comes to you immediately. Can someone raise your hand and say which of these? Okay, I can on the chat for some time. Yeah, you can put it in the chat. Which one of the names is Krishna's favorite? And Arjuna's another name is Dhananjaya, conqueror of wealth. Partha, son of Pritha or Kunti Devi. Gudakesha, one who conquers sleep. Vrigodara, Bhima, voracious eater. Okay, which is the name? Govinda? Not really, Vandana Mataji. Aisha? No. Anything else? You can just guess. Anyone can guess. Which is the name which is Krishna's favorite among all these? Krishna, that's a general name, all attractive. Yeah, it's a nice name, but then that's not favorite of Krishna. There are primary names and secondary names for Krishna. So, no, nobody got their answer right. Not Vasudeva. Okay, almost near. Not Madhusudana. Almost near.
Kannada. Ma'am,
Yes.
Kannada, I think.
No, among these names.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rishikesha?
No. Someone
Hare
said
Krishna
it.
Mataji, Achyuta Mataji.
Madhusudana.
No,
Achyuta.
no,
Mataji, is it Madhava?
no. Vaishnavi Mataji got it right. It's Yashodanandan. See, he is the favorite of Yashoda Maya. And that's in Vrindavan, Brajalila. So when you call Yashoda Nandana, Yashomati Nandana, or Yashoda Nandana, Krishna is so, so happy. So happy. Okay. So, so Yashoda Nandana or Devaki Nandana, but Yashoda Nandana is more sweet because Krishna's pastimes in Vrindavan, Krishna was crawling, eating butter and stealing butter and all that. So if you want to please Krishna more, you call him Yashodanandan. He's just, that's why we call Sachinandan, Gaurahari of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Like definitely mother. I mean, and also she's a great devotee. So when devotee's name is attached to Krishna, like Radha Madhav, Radha Govinda, Radha Madhusudana, all that, if Radharani name is there, or if Yashoda Maya's name is there, or Nanda Baba's name, Krishna is just flat. Okay, so that's why Krishna's that's a secret where Krishna likes to be called with his devotee's name, and the devotee name comes first and then Krishna's name comes. Okay, so blowing up of all the conch shells, what happened? All the sons of Dhritarashtra, the Kauravas, the heart was broken, and Duryodhana team also, they blow the conch shells, but that didn't shatter Pandava's heart because they were confident in Krishna. And they took shelter of Krishna, nothing to fear. I think this is a life lesson we can learn. If you take shelter of Lord, nothing to fear. Krishna says, Ma Shuja, do not fear. So, right? And Kaurava's heart shattered because of fear, and that's a sign of defeat. And then Arjuna prepared to fight and asked Lord Krishna to draw the chariot between the two armies. Senayor Ubayor Madhye Radham Sthapayame Achyuta. So Arjuna's flag on the chariot had the emblem of Hanuman, right? Devotee of Lord Ram. And that was signs of victory. There are 9 signs for victory. What are they? Someone raise your hand. What are the 9 signs? Oh, you can also put in the chat. What are the 9 signs of victory for the Pandavas? Yes. Anyway, yes.
Mataji, I know few. One is
yes,
conch shell.
yes.
I'm trying. I don't know perfect. Conch shell and flag.
Not conch shell. Anything else? Something else?
No, Mataji. Flag I know and conch.
Flag, yes, because Hanuman symbol was there. Anything? What else? Krishna was on the side. Yes.
Yes, Mataji.
Then Vandana Mataji says Krishna. Yes, Rishikesha was on their side. What else? There's so many reasons. 9 reasons. You forgot. You just finished your level 1 class. Yeah, Dharmakshetra was a pious place. Good. And Gandiva was there. Yes. Kapitwaja, the flag had the sign of Hanuman. It was Dharmakshetra. Very good. And Lakshmi Devi was on their side, right? Then what day was it? It was some special day. Yes, Ram Kumar Prabhu. Hare Krishna. It was...
No, madam. No, Mataji. Already they have told. Dharmashetra I was about to tell. Sorry.
No. Which day it was, Prabhu? You know? It was some special day, no? Which is Ekadashi. What Ekadashi? Mokshada Ekadashi. Okay. Yeah, Dharmakshetra. Good. Okay. Yeah, the chariot given by Agni Dev. Very good. That chariot was given by Agni Dev. Okay, all these are some of the reasons why Arjuna won. So Lord Krishna is personally present as Rishikesha to direct his senses. Rishikesha was there, and Arjuna's victory is assured. So these are the reasons. Okay. So you're supposed to know this, that Krishna's personal presence was there. Rishikesha was there. And the Supreme Personality of Godhead became the charioteer there. Right? Jayastu Pandu Putranam Yesham. So Krishna as Rishikesha was there, and he was controlling the senses of the Pandavas. And goddess of fortune, wherever husband goes, the wife follows. So whenever and wherever Lord is present, goddess of fortune is also there, and she never lives without a husband. Therefore, fortune is guaranteed. So Krishna was personally there. Goddess of Lakshmi, goddess of fortune, Lakshmi Devi was there. And what is that place called? The Kurukshetra, but it was Dharmakshetra. It's a holy place. And Hanumanji on the flag, that's Kapitwaja, that's also a victory sign. And yes, conch shell is there, but we should say about Gandiva. Okay, the the bow, that's very important. The Gandiva was there, transcendental counsels, and Bhishma's counsel to pacify Duryodhana. And Agni Dev gave the chariot, okay, to Arjuna. And what happened? All their hearts were shattered. These are some of the reasons. So one who takes shelter of Krishna has nothing to fear, even in the midst of great calamities, right? Definitely. So Pandavas had so much of problems. They had so many other problems. They were sent to the Vanavas. Draupadi was insulted. No, Kunti Devi's husband died in a young age, and then they were abandoned from the kingdom. Bhima was given poison, and in the forest, even their hut was put to fire. So many things happened to the Pandavas. Still, they were fearless. Why? Because they took shelter of Krishna. So if you take shelter of Krishna, nothing to fear. And Arjuna calls Krishna as Achyuta, the infallible one, because he never fails in his affection for his devotees. And yes, Bhima was poisoned. Yes. So all that, so many things happened. Still, Kunti Devi prays in Bhagavatam, in Kunti Stuti, she says, Vipada Shantu Tat Shashvat, Yat Tatra Tatra Jagat Guru, Bhavada Darshanam, Yat Syat Apunar Bhava Darshanam. Oh Krishna, give me calamities again and again, so that I can see you, or I can take darshan of you, because you come to help us whenever there's problems. So how can someone pray like that? We can't do that. But Kunti Devi is such an exalted devotee that she prays that let problems come again. So Krishna is called Achyuta. Krishna's every name has a particular meaning. He has different names. Nam Namakari Bahuda Nicha Sarva Shakti. Every name is so powerful. Okay. And Achyuta means one who does not fall. Even though he became a driver, the charioteer, it doesn't say that Krishna, he does out of love and costless mercy. And he never fails in his affection for his devotees. Okay. Lord Krishna takes pleasure in serving his pure devotees. Mad Bhakta Puja Adhikam. Krishna says, more than worshipping me, you should worship my devotee. Okay, that's why Janmashtami is celebrated grand. That is Krishna's appearance. Next day is Prabhupada's appearance day, which is celebrated even more grand. And people are like, why are you praising Srila Prabhupada so much? You are worshipping Srila Prabhupada so much. Because Krishna says that my devotee is the best, or you have to worship my devotees. When Mother Parvati asked Lord Shiva, what is the best worship? Lord Shiva said, Aradhananam sarvesham Vishnor aradhanam param tasmat paradaram devi tadiyana samarchanam. Out of all the worship, Vishnu worship is the best, but he put a comma and says, tadiyana samarchanam. You have to worship his devotees. That is much better than worshipping Krishna directly. So, because the spiritual masters are his representatives. Okay, now Arjuna, being a pure devotee, had no desire to fight, right? He didn't want to see all his cousins and everyone getting killed. And he wanted to compromise. And so he wanted a peace proposal. Okay, so Kauravas were all together because they were having a same thought, and birds of same feather flock together. So Lord Krishna drove the chariot in the middle of the two armies. When he drew the chariot, what did Arjuna see? He saw all his relatives, Dronacharya, Bhishma, and then all his strength was gone. So Arjuna is called Gudakesha, one who conquers sleeps or ignorance. And Arjuna was always thinking of Krishna. And Lord Krishna is called Rishikesha, master of senses, because he was controlling Arjuna's senses. And he's also called Partha, son of Pritha, Kunti Devi. Okay. Arjuna, being friend and son of Kunti, agreed to be his chariot. Okay. And Lord Krishna jokingly said, just behold, see with attention. He said, just smiled and said, see who all have come. So whom did Arjuna see? All his relatives, friends, well-wishers. You can see here, brothers, sisters, well-wishers, father, mother, teachers, and maternal uncle, all of them. And he didn't know what to do now. Now Arjuna, seeing them all, was overwhelmed with compassion, and he spoke. What did he say? So Arjuna was so upset by seeing all of them, and his all these symptoms came in his body. His hands started shivering, his Gandiva was dropping, and he was sweating, and he was almost in tears, and he sat down. Right, all these were of sympathy and compassion, overwhelmed by kindness, and he was also seeing their death. Okay, so what are the 5 reasons why Arjuna lamented? Quickly put in the chat. I just keep asking so many questions now. Just to see how much you understood. What are the 5 reasons why Arjuna lamented in the battlefield? You should know this by the end of the first chapter, no? Anyone knows? You can put in the chat or you can raise your hand. Yes, Mataji.
First of all, compassion. Then he felt that even if I win against my own family members, I will not enjoy the result.
Yes.
Then it's fighting against the elders is like sin to him. So we should not fight, or when we can't disrespect elders, how to fight against them. Then family traditions, and then he was indecisive about
Indecision.
the war.
Yes, very good, very good. Yeah, so I'm getting a lot of answers in the chat also. Very good. Okay, those who are not interactive, please, even if you're wrong, that's okay. It's not an exam going on here. So yes, all of you are right. So many answers. Compassion, like how can I kill all my cousins, right? And then no enjoyment. If if you want to enjoy, you need your family, friends together. And he's like, I can't enjoy, right? If after getting the kingdom, whom will I enjoy with? Then sin. If I kill all these, my teachers, Dronacharya, who taught me how to hold the Gandiva, and if I kill them, the sin, then family traditions will be lost. If all in the battlefield, you could not see any children or women, older people. So all these men, whoever will be killed, they have a family back home, and all of them are going to be like orphans, right? And the family traditions, there'll be Varna Shankara, mixing of the population, and unwanted progeny is born. Then indecision, right? Yes. So these are all the reasons why, yes, all of you are right. Destruction of family, compassion, Vandana Mataji, Arun Prabhu, Nanda Kishore. Okay, all of you are right. Veena Mataji, Sujit Prabhu, yes. So all these, Tanya Mataji, all these are the reasons why Arjuna lamented. And you think Arjuna can lament? He is the best among Kshatriya. This is just a Yoga Maya covering. Krishna is just doing it for his pastimes, for the Leela to happen. If Arjuna didn't lament, there is no Bhagavad Gita. Just come, fight, over. Fight is done, Pandavas win, and thus over, goodbye, over. So where is Bhagavad Gita? You know how Bhagavatam came? Parikshit Maharaj was cursed that he'll be bitten by a snake in 7 days. And that 7 days Bhagavatam came into being. So Krishna has a plan. So if something negative happens in your life, Krishna has a plan for it. You won't be able to know. It's like you're going to a theater. You took a ticket and you're going to a theater, and a movie already started. And you go there, you're not asking, not knowing what's happening. The villain is chasing, the hero is chasing the villain, and the heroine is kidnapped. You're like, what is happening? And you ask others, what is happening? They'll be like, don't disturb, we are watching the movie. But the director of the movie, the producer of the movie, they know the climax. They know everything, what's going to happen. Similarly, Krishna knows everything about your life. The 84 lakh species of life you have taken. Krishna knows your past life, your present life, your future life also. But we are like coming in the middle of the movie, and in this life, we don't know what's happening. Why am I suffering? Why is bad things happening to good people? And all these things happens. Why is karma coming? What did I do in my last janma? Right? We don't know. We are in the middle of the movie, and we like just we're not knowing anything. But Krishna, he knows the whole plan. So just have patience, have confidence in Krishna, have faith in Krishna, that even if reversals happens in life, don't get disturbed. And Krishna has a plan for it. Might be our karma coming back. That's okay. But Krishna, just hold on to him. Once you start chanting Hare Krishna, might be some problems would have come in your life. And you're like, I'm chanting Hare Krishna and still this is happening to me. Why Krishna is doing this? No, that's karma coming back, and Krishna is being merciful to you. You're supposed to suffer so much. Krishna made it so much for you. So always trust him. He has a plan for you. Okay. And but when you turn back and see your life, you'll feel like, yes, Krishna did everything for good. Okay, so Arjuna had these 5 reasons for lamenting, and there was sympathy and compassion. He was soft-hearted, right? Hridaya Daurbalya, and he was a pure devotee of the Lord. So Arjuna was astonished to see the fighting spirit of his cousins, and he was a genuine devotee of the Lord. He had all good qualities, but his symptoms were like the body was trembling, the hair was standing on end, the bow was slipping, and skin was burning. So you can have these things out of fear, or you can also have due to spiritual ecstasy. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to Jagannath Puri and saw Lord Jagannath, he also had these symptoms. The hair was standing on end, he was shivering, and he became unconscious. Tears were coming in his eyes. That doesn't mean he's fearful. He's in ecstasy, in bhava stage. So body trembling and the hair standing on end, that is Arjuna's symptom. That could happen in spiritual ecstasy. That's for pure devotees. Okay. And it can also happen due to fear. And due to fear, the bow was slipping. and heart was burning. Okay, so the symptoms of stress are these, okay, which Arjuna had. The limbs were quivering and the mouth was drying up, the whole body was trembling and the hair was standing on end. His hands, the gandiva, the bow was slipping and his skin was burning links. He was unable to stand. He sat on the chariot and his mind was reeling. So all these are symptoms of stress. Even we have undergone all these in a low degree, but still, these are all stressful situations. And what do you do at that time? You need to relax. But how do you do that? So Bhagavad Gita helps you for stress management so much that when you hear all these lessons in Bhagavad Gita, you feel like, you get some kind of peace. And especially when you chant Hare Krishna, that will really help you to manage your stress. So Arjuna cannot enjoy the kingdom at the cost of his killing relatives, right? But what did Krishna says? Krishna says something, no? Arjuna says that I cannot enjoy, but what does Krishna gives the reason? Anyone knows? Krishna gives two things, no? That you can enjoy, Arjuna. There are two things will happen when you fight. Either you win or you lose. What will happen if Arjuna win? He gets the kingdom and he becomes the king. Yudhishthira becomes the king. He can enjoy the kingdom. What will happen if Arjuna lose or die? They go to heavenly planets. Even there he can enjoy. Right? So Krishna says there is enjoyment. And what about sin and compassion? He says, you're not this body, you're spirit soul, which we'll be dealing in the second chapter. Right? So Arjuna had to fight and he's a Kshatriya. So Kshatriyas dying in the battlefield is more glorious than running off from the battlefield. So renounced order of life is not the right thing. And so he thought killing the relatives, there'll be no happiness, and he was not ready to fight, right? And he decided to live a secluded life in the forest. He wanted to run off, but Krishna is like, don't run off. If Arjuna run off, then all of them in the battlefield also will go. Yad yadachariti shreshta tat tat evetaro jana sayat pramanam kurude logas tat anuvartade. Whatever great men do, the common man follows, right? If Arjuna runs off, then everyone else also will run off. Krishna's like, don't set such a bad example, right? So Arjuna is a Kshatriya, and what is the duty of a Kshatriya? To fight. It's his dharma. Since Arjuna fought for Krishna, there was no sin incurred, right? So there are different sins that only if you're hungry, you feel like cooking, or you feel happy when you do that. So Arjuna didn't have the desire to fight, so he was not happy for fighting. Okay, so Krishna is also called Govinda here. Krishna is the object for pleasure for cows and senses. And go means senses, go means cows, go means Govardhan, go means Gopas, Gopis. So all of them gets happiness by Krishna. And Arjuna indicates that Krishna should understand what will satisfy his senses. And Govinda does not mean satisfying our senses, that we have to satisfy Krishna's senses. Rishikena Rishikesha Sevanam Bhakti Richyate. With our senses, we should serve the master of senses. And Krishna is also called here Madhusudana, killer of the demon, Madhu. Okay. So what should we do? We should try to satisfy the Lord's desire, not our desire. If we try to satisfy our own senses, then the living entity will be in problem. But if you try to satisfy Krishna's senses, then by Lord's will all our desire also get satisfied. Okay, so devotee is ready to accept any opulence for what Krishna wants, and he do not complain. Okay, so Arjuna, being a devotee, he became a kind-hearted and he wants to forgive his relatives. But Lord tolerates the mischiefs. Lord tolerates the mischiefs from his on him, but not for his devotees, right? So Arjuna was not happy to fight, and he was unable to share the opulences with relatives, and he decided not to fight, right? He thought that there's no enjoyment without them. So Bhagavad Gita says in the 36th verse, there are 6 kinds of aggressors. Killing them is not a sin. Someone who gives you poison. Bhima was given poison, right? All these happened to the Pandavas. One who sets fire to your house. When they were in the Vanavas, the hut was actually put on fire. And one who attacks with deadly weapon. Now in the battlefield, all the Kauravas were having deadly weapons to attack Arjuna, right? And one who plunders the riches. The Kurukshetra, the Hastinapur kingdom belonged to Pandavas actually, but the Kauravas took it, and one who occupies another land, the same property was taken, and one who kidnaps another's wife. Actually, Draupadi was insulted, kind of, and Ravan had kidnapped Mother Sita. So what happened to him, right? So all these things, the 6 things, one who give you poison, one who sets fire to your house, plunders your riches, and attack you with weapon, give you poison, and takes your wife, all these can be killed as a punishment. No sinful reactions happens to these aggressors. So Kauravas did all kind of aggressions on the Pandavas, right? So Krishna said that killing them, and then he's not killing the body, the body is destroyed, not the soul, right? So Madhava is mentioned here, who's the husband of goddess of fortune. Anyone know why Madhava's, oh, it's already here. Goddess of fortune brings good fortune to you, right? And her husband means Krishna has to bring good fortune. Now Arjuna is thinking, why is Krishna bringing misfortune to me by killing all my cousins? So Arjuna called Krishna as Madhava, indicating that Krishna should not engage Arjuna. That will ultimately bring about misfortune. Krishna, however, never brings misfortune to anyone, to say nothing of his devotees. But that's why every term used for Krishna's name is very perfect here, right? Achyuta, Madhava, Rishikesha, all the terms that is used is perfect in the Bhagavad Gita. So Arjuna also sees destruction of the family. Arjuna was saying that, oh, because of greed, I fight and then I kill everyone. There is what happens, destruction of the family. And then the Kshatriya should not refuse an invitation of gambling and war. Since Kauravas called for a war, now Arjuna can't run off. He's a Kshatriya, he should do it, right? So destruction of dynasty will happen. The family tradition will be vanquished, and family involves in irreligion, Varna Shankara. So what happens? There should be elders in the family so that all the purification process can be done by them, right? So if elders are not there, then responsible purification process won't happen, and death of elders will stop the purification process, and young members will become irreligious and they'll be losing the chance for spiritual salvation. So Arjuna don't want the family to be destroyed. We're almost done. So degradation of society, he sees that superiors are killed, then there is destruction of the whole family tradition, irreligion will promenade, and women become polluted, unchaste, and unwanted progeny of Varna Shankara will be born. That's the present society. All kind of community projects of family welfare activities are devastated. So there'll be chaos. And Arjuna was fearful of the sinful reactions, right? He thought it'll be sin to kill my relatives. So Arjuna's fear of sinful reaction, he thought better to die in the battlefield unarmed. And Arjuna was soft-hearted, right? So he was like, how will I kill my devotees? Because he was driven by desire to enjoy the royal happiness. So Arjuna was overwhelmed with grief. You can see how he is. And he cast aside his bow and arrows and sat down in the chariot. So that's how the first chapter ends, that Arjuna is sitting there, and Sanjaya explains this to Dhritarashtra. Why was Sanjaya able to see what's happening in the battlefield? Anyone know? You can also put in the chat or raise your hand. Why was Sanjaya able to? Yes, Ram Kumar Prabhu. What's special?
Because Dhritarashtra do not have eyes to see what is going on in Kurukshetra war. So Sanjaya was given the spiritual or divine eyes.
By whom?
By the author. I mean, not giving.
Yes.
I have to be.
Okay. Neha Mataji. Sanjaya was, I'll give a clue. Sanjaya was someone's disciple.
He was a Vyasdeva's son.
Very good. Not son, disciple. Okay. He was the Shishya, or the student of Vyasdeva. And Vyasdeva is nobody but Krishna Dvaipayana Vyas. He is Krishna himself. And he gave him divine eyes to see. So Divya Drishti was actually given to Arjuna, divine eyes, but then Sanjaya also got it since Vyasdev gave him. Okay. Vyasdev. Okay, so these are the saintly qualities of Arjuna. He was soft-hearted. That's why he had compassion. Otherwise, compassion won't come in a demon. Does not want to kill, even for the exchange of the 3 worlds. And ready to forgive any aggressors, though there is no reaction in killing them. Considers evil consequences even at the risk of refusing obligation to fight. Consciousness of obligation to protect the family tradition, right? He wanted to protect his family, and he was ready to be killed unarmed. But okay, not retaliate. And it was the custom of Kshatriya to fight back, and kept his bow down. Even the broke his vow of not keeping the bow once lifted. Akshatriya, once he lifts the bow, unless the battle is over, he can't keep it down. But then he did that, right? Sunset, they keep it down and then they go back. But then again, sunrise, they're not supposed to just leave it. So he was kind and soft-hearted person. Because of that, he received the knowledge. The last sloka says that because he was a soft-hearted person. So overview of the chapter 1 is that the scene was set, and then Dhritarashtra's mindset we saw, he was doubtful, fearful, and partial. And Duryodhana's mindset was he was bragging about his army and doubting loyal ones. And Krishna is all auspicious. Signs of Pandava's victory was about the consuls. Krishna was personally present. It was Moksha Ekadashi, Hanuman Kapitvacha, Lakshmi Devi, goddess of fortune, was there. Chariot given by Agni Dev, all that were the symbol of victory. And Lord loves his devotees. He's a well-wisher, and Lord serves his devotees, right? And then we saw how the symptoms of stress comes, and Arjuna decides not to fight. So this is how the first chapter ends, as a summary. And so it's a life lesson that Rake Krishna Mare Ke, Mare Krishna Rake Ke. Anyone knows this meaning? Anyone knows Bengali here? This is from, okay. So, no? What do you mean by this? That Krishna will protect someone if, yeah, Sujit Prabhu.
Yeah, Mataji. So it means those who are protected by Krishna, nobody can kill them. And for those whom Krishna is protecting, nobody can kill.
Yeah, if Krishna wants to kill someone, nobody can protect. Like Krishna wanted to kill Hiranyaksha, right? Krishna wanted to kill Hiranyakashipu. Nobody could protect. So if Krishna want to kill someone, nobody can protect. But if Krishna want to protect someone, nobody can kill them. Like Prahlad Maharaj, Krishna came as Narasimhadev and protected Prahlad. Even his father, Hiranyakashipu, Holika, nobody could touch him. So if Krishna, see here, you can see Draupadi being protected, right? If Krishna wants to protect you, nobody in the whole world or whole creation can do anything to you. But if Krishna sees that you are like a demon and then he wants to kill you, who can protect? He is the controller. He is the supreme decision maker. So that's why it's very important. Okay, so now we will learn about the quizzes to be done in LMS. Arshali Mataji will show you. There's a certificate to be got after 18 days quiz. You'll get a certificate for level 2, which is needed to go to the level 3. Okay. And you also have a sadhana chart to be filled, that whether you're chanting the rounds and whether you're able to attend the classes of ISKCON Mangaluru. And there's Bhakti Vriksha group forming. Not now, we'll do it in the next chapter, next class. Harshali Mataji, can you just show the LMS?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay, so she'll be showing how to enroll to the LMS.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So we have to go to the temple website. So I'll click here, www.iskonmangaluru.com. The link for the quiz will also be shared in the groups. So here we come to the home page of our temple website. We have to go to register and quizzes. Once we reach here, scroll down and you'll find a level 2, understand Gita level 2 quizzes. So you can opt to take quiz in English or your mother tongue or any other language. Right now I'll opt for English. Now I have to log in to this quiz. You all might have registered for level 1 quiz. So you don't have to register again, you just have to log in. So I'll log in with one dummy ID. Yeah, once I have logged in, then I have to go to select course. Then scroll down again. You will find level 2 courses. Select your language. I'm choosing for English. Start taking the quiz. This is chapter 1. Click on that and you'll get this start quiz button. So for level 2, the quizzes are subjective. So you have to type your answers, long answers. And after you have typed, you have to check it. Is that enough, Mataji?
Hare Krishna. Yes, Mataji. So this is the only thing here, that instead of objective questions, it's subjective. So little bit like whatever you know, just keep typing, and some can do it in the Word format and copy paste, or better do that, so that if you want to go to the next level, you should have your quizzes completed. So better try to read through the purports. Our main aim in level 2 is to make you read Srila Prabhupada's book, Bhagavad Gita. So that's fine. Okay. Any questions? Thank you, Mataji. So that's about LMS. And we'll also, Mataji, we have to make Bhakti Vriksha groups, not now. Might be we'll make it next
Okay,
week.
Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Ketaki, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Like in one of the things you said, purification by elders of the family. Can you just throw some light over it?
Yeah, like in case of like when a child is born, first is Garbhadhan Samskar, and later on there's naming ceremony, right? And there is initially for Brahmanas, they gave a lot of Anna Prasad, right? You give rice to the child. Then there is Vidyaramba, or you start giving the knowledge to the child. And then there is Ubanayan Sanskar, that they put the thread, the Brahman thread. So all these, all these are the purification ceremony. There is Garbhadhan Sanskar, and before that there is a marriage sanskar. There's different sanskar or different purification process. These are all purification process actually, but that was done in the Vedic time, and now it's all gone. And in these kind of a small family, and this kind of fast life which we have. So now it's all gone, but still the purification process still now, even in some village or some traditional family, they still do it. Some kind of purification. These are purification actually. That's called, even Upanayan Sanskar is called Dvija, or it's like a second birth to you. And also when you take Diksha, initiation from your Guru, you have a fire sacrifice where you put all your sin inside, and it destroyed, and it's like a rebirth. So you get the Karmi name. We have a Karmi name. This is our Diksha name or initiated name, where we are born twice born, in the sense that's again a purification process. So all these are purification process, which won't happen if elders are not there in the families. Like we won't know how to do the Upanayan Sanskar if someone elders don't instruct us. So anything which we do, any functions or ceremonies which we do, all these purification ceremony, it won't happen if a senior person is not there in the family. So Arjuna was thinking that the family traditions will be lost, and family will lose this purification process. Okay, so these are some mentioned.
Okay, thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Okay, anyone else have a question? You can also put in the chat. Open in the chat. Yeah. What happened to you? Traveling, okay. Month end. You like to continue this course, Vandana Mataji, you can continue. Nothing, no problem. Whatever sessions you missed, you can either watch it in YouTube, okay? And then you can continue in this level too. Maybe you will miss some class. Yeah. Okay. Yes, Shruti Kirti Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. Actually, I have two questions. So one question is regarding this link of the quiz.
That will be posted in the WhatsApp group. Okay.
Yeah. And the second question is, you had mentioned like one chapter, 1 week, or is it like, so it'll be 18 weeks, or is it like one chapter, 1 day?
No, one chapter per week, in the sense today I took the chapter 1, right? So from Monday, tomorrow to Saturday, you will be in Bhakti Vriksha group, where you discuss. You can either meet on Mondays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, or Fridays. You'll have a Bhakti Vriksha leader where I won't be there. It's not a formal class, but you will be in small study groups where you read through the purports. I can't read the purport in this class, no? So you'll be reading through the book. So this 1 week, you'll be preparing for chapter 1. And at the end, on Saturday, you can do the quiz. And from Sunday, again, you have chapter 2. So chapter 2 and chapter 18 will have 2 sessions, but other chapters is like 1 week. You get time in Bhakti Vriksha where you read together. Okay, 4-5 people will be there in one Bhakti Vriksha group.
Sorry, can you repeat that last sentence? You told something like, which chapters are there 2 days per week?
Yeah, chapter 2 and 18.
Chapter 2
2
and 8. It's going to be on Saturday and Sunday.
No, Saturday actually there is Bhakti Sadachar happening. So it will be like 2 weeks. It will be 2 sessions, 2 Sundays, like that.
So going forward, it's not that, as it was mentioned earlier, it's not on a Saturday, Sunday, right?
No, it's on
Classes?
Sundays, Mother. It's only on Sundays.
Sunday, 7 o'clock, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And the Bhakti Vriksha class, how are you going to put us into?
Yeah, that
Is there any-
next week we can decide. We need to have Bhakti Vriksha leaders. It depends on you. Whatever time you're free, we will be giving you some groups. You can choose the time which you want and the days, and you can be in that WhatsApp group. And all of you get together and you'll be reading through the books. And you can, any questions, you can get back to me or the admins. Okay.
And now, as of now, it's like it will be great if you can help us to put us in some group and share the timing.
Definitely. Yeah, we'll do that. Huh.
Yeah, this WhatsApp group now, the name, it is saying it's May. So it started in June, right? So it'd be great if you can put us June and Sunday.
Oh,
17th.
yes. Yes,
Right.
I'll edit that. Yes, that will be done.
So much.
Yeah. Hare Krishna. Yes, Meena Mataji, you didn't write the first level exam. Then how did you register to level 2? I mean, you're supposed to do it, no? You're supposed to get the certificate, asking for a password. Okay, so Veena Mataji, you can post your, take a screenshot and post it to our admins in the group. Harshali Mataji, you'll be able to help her. That she's, so first level exam, I mean, you're supposed to upload the certificate, no, before coming to level 2. Anyway, it's okay. You only thing is you can set a new password. I mean, it should not be your email password. You can have a new password and then try to register. Or if it's not reading registered, you can try with different device, or you can try with a different website. I mean, mail ID. Time given to complete the exam, that's like it's 18-week session, so 2 extra session, 20-week session. So at the end you'll be given 1 more week time. Yes, Mataji.
Yeah, Mataji, it's like my certificate is online. It's stored there.
Okay. Yeah. That's okay.
Should we again generate and upload or something for the level 2?
No. How, when you registered, you already it will be uploaded. I mean, you already registered, no, and came. So don't worry. Yeah, it will be taken care.
Mataji sent this link, so we registered through that. Simultaneously, we finished, also completed our all 18 level 1.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you for your patience.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Okay, so any other questions? Are we done? So LMS thing will be shared in the group, and also, yes, okay. Yes, Ketaki Mataji.
Yeah, I didn't get the certificate in the mail actually. I have written the exam, but I have not received.
It's not in the mail. You can just download, no, from the after the 18 days quiz, there'll be a download certificate option. You can download it, right, Arshali Mataji? It's not.
Yeah, you can.
You didn't do that?
No, I didn't do.
Just try to log in, and you already logged in, so you already registered. Try to log in.
I thought I'll be receiving it in the mail, so I.
No, it's not, because it's automatically get downloaded. Okay, after your 18 days quiz, just try to do it, Mataji.
Okay, I'll check. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. So all of you, will be giving you the Bhakti Vriksha groups soon, and because first session we don't make the Bhakti Vriksha groups, it'll be from the second session. So once that is done, then you'll be put onto different groups, different study groups. That's a nice group actually. Bhakti Vriksha concept is nice, where you'll be in different part of the world, but then you all get together from Monday to Saturday, any days, might be 45 minutes every, other days, and might be twice a week or thrice a week. And you sit together and you read, okay, the purports, and you discuss. And one person can lead it, and you can discuss any doubts you can put to me, and then you have a discussion. You read Prabhupada's book. You can either do it alone, but then alone reading sometimes might be boring and you won't understand. You'll have a lot of doubts. Better to have a group reading. There will be some devotees are really good with philosophy, and some will have nice realization than you. So we always try to share the knowledge and then come to a conclusion, and then go through the quizzes that you can still, if you go through the quiz once, you'll know what all to read and do it. And then it's a subjective questions, and all of you fill the attendance form. That's also important because we'll see your attendance also while going to level 3. Okay, so that is one thing. Bhakti Vriksha is another thing. And yeah, so initially we thought of making it twice a week, but then many requested it's once a week, and then you're relaxed for next 6 days, and then you go for Bhakti Vriksha. Okay, so we will give you the options, the timings which is suitable for you to join. Hare Krishna. I think Harshali Mataji, anything else? We can end here.
Yes, Mataji. Nothing in the chat also.
Yeah, and any you can also attend the Mangalarati. Some of you are already attending. Okay, which starts at 4:30 a.m. and you can start your japa with them, attend the Mangalarati, and also do the sadhana of chanting. Okay, see you all next week then. Hare Krishna. Vancha kalpatarubhesya kripa sindhubhe eva cha patidana pavaneva vaishnavibhyo namo namo Anant Kodi Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna everyone. Thank you. Thank you.